You've just discovered the wonderful world of international education. And as an English-speaking, experienced, licensed educator, you probably have a lot of questions. You may be wondering, do I need to speak another language? Well, if that's you, you've come to the right place. I'm going to answer all of your language-related questions regarding international schools. And if you're a native English speaker, or at least speak English as a second language, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do and say in order to get the job. Hey guys, my name is Nikki and welcome to My Adventurous Life. This is an eclectic channel that details my journey from being a frustrated public school teacher in America to living a life of adventure, pursuing meaningful work, and experiencing all that the world has to offer. In this video, we're going to talk about the linguistic culture of international schools. As an international teacher, I'm going to give you the lowdown on the language requirements necessary to obtain that dream job of yours, teaching in the country that you'd like to visit. Please stick around to the end of the video where I'll give you a few extra tips on how to land that international teaching job that you're looking for. As always, please like this video and subscribe to the channel and visit my website nikkiforzane.com to learn more about my vision and how you can transform your unfulfillment into a life of adventure as well. If you're a native English speaker, you may be wondering, do I need to speak the language that most of the students will be speaking at my new school? The answer to that question is absolutely not. As an international school teacher in Thailand, I can assure you that my Thai is barely good enough to order a meal at a restaurant, much less to be able to teach a class on literature. Most international schools around the world use English as their primary language. Obviously, there are probably French-speaking, Spanish-speaking, Arabic-speaking international schools around the world, but English as the international language is primarily used in the international school setting. My school uses an American curriculum, but I know of many schools in my area that use the British system. Obviously, in both of those schools, English is part of the education. In fact, in Southeast Asia, parents are crazy about getting their kids exposure to the English language. So the fact that you only speak English and that you're a native speaker of that language is actually your most marketable skill when you're looking for a job in this space. It's not just English language classes that are taught in English at these international schools. My school, which is located in northern Thailand, is comprised of about 90% Thai-speaking students. The other 10% are made up of Koreans, Chinese, Burmese, and other Southeast Asian language groups, cultures, and dialects. But every class at our school, other than Thai classes, which are taught obviously in the Thai language, are taught primarily in English, using English curriculum. Which means none of the other teachers, whether they're teaching social studies, science, business, or even art in PE, are required to even know or speak Thai. I speak very little of it, as I've only been in the country for 1 year. And obviously, while I do hope to learn the language more, I don't need it in the classroom. My students are expected to speak English in all of their classes. So if you're a frustrated public school teacher living and working in the United States, Canada, Australia, Britain, or any other English-speaking culture, and you're looking for a job teaching at an international school, you can apply and obtain one without having to learn the language of the country that you're moving to beforehand. It doesn't matter what subject you teach. At most international schools, the expectation will be that the class and the curriculum are taught and developed in the English language. While the world is changing and has been for quite some time, with populations in India, China, and other parts of the global south booming, the English language is still king for international travel and international business. Now, if you're wondering, would it be helpful to speak the language of the culture I'm moving to? The answer to that is obviously yes. As a Spanish speaker, moving to a Spanish-speaking country, I would have probably been able to clear some hurdles that I definitely tripped and stumbled over here in Thailand. But that being said, I have gotten along just fine living and working in this country for over a year now. Thailand, in fact, is extremely gracious to non-Thai speaking peoples. and English is widely available. Even at the grocery store, you can typically find an English translation of the product that you're looking for. That being said, if you're not used to living abroad, it's always a good idea to try to learn the language of the culture that you move to. Not being able to speak the language presents challenges that you could definitely avoid if you just put a little bit of work in on the front end. Now, if you're moving to a country like Thailand, the language is extremely challenging, especially if you come from Western languages like English, Spanish, French, or German. So you may have your work cut out for you. But to put it simply, and to answer the question that I prompted you with at the beginning of this video, if you're interested in teaching at an international school and you only speak the English language, you are still a very marketable hire, especially if you have a teaching certificate and loads of experience. You don't necessarily have to learn the language before you move to that country. If you found this content helpful and want to find out more about living a life of adventure, whether that includes international education or something else entirely, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, where you'll find lots of free resources on actually obtaining an international teaching job or considering different financial opportunities that might be able to help you get to the place you'd like to be. One of those that I'd like to highlight in this video is an email template that I've created. It's actually the very email that I used to obtain my international teaching job back in 2022. I simply created this email, added a few attachments like my resume, a copy of my degree, and a short cover letter, and sent it as a cold pitch to multiple schools around the world. It was that email that landed me this current job. And if you'd like to have it, I've created a template that you can customize yourself. It's available for free on my website, NickyForZane.com. I'd love you to visit the website, check out my email list and subscribe, and follow my journey on YouTube for more helpful content. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something today. I hope this was valuable information. And please comment below if you have any additional questions for me. I'm very active in the comments and I'd love to talk to all of you. Take care.